Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, ShrimadBhagavatam84. As you may remember, Narada was making one more attempt to explain Brahma Vidya by telling the story of the happy deer in the garden. But all the while, the dread wolf, which is bent on eating it up, is standing there in front of it, in its preoccupation with its mate and the beauty of the garden, the heavenly taste of the grass and the wonderful breeze which is blowing across the garden. The poor deer does not see the wolf, nor is it aware a hunter who is even now aiming his dread arrows at it is behind him. People's life on earth is even like that of the unfortunate, careless deer. The pleasures of the world are as evanescent as the scent of the flowers in the garden. Man and woman wander around in this little garden in search of the fleeting pleasure found in the company of each other. All the while, time in the form of a wolf is waiting there in front of them, and they do not notice it. Behind them is death, with 1,000 diseases in the form of arrows. The hunter sends the arrows one by one, and yet people do not understand the message, do not heed the warning. Narada paused for a while. He then said, I told you the mythical story of Puranjana because I wanted you to realize that Karmakanda leads you nowhere near the absolute truth. You are superior to the ordinary human beings who think they can reach the heavens by performing yagnas. The karmas you have been performing will only give you things of this world, and you should try not to get involved in them. You should strive for something higher. Pleasing the Lord and trying to reach Him are the only things a person should do. The company of sadhus will develop in you a love for the Lord's stories. When you pursue the 7 paths, you will finally reach the last stage, which is surrender, Atma Samarpana. When the ego is completely surrendered, there is liberation. One who is ever thinking of the Lord will never be troubled by the objects of the world. Pain will not hurt them, nor will they be elated when pleasure comes their way. They will achieve evenness of mind, and that is very near the Brahmi state. Jivatma and the Paramatma will merge into each other, and there will be no more births and deaths. So, forget this path which you have been pursuing and devote the rest of your life to meditation on the Lord. For a long moment there was silence in the royal hall. The king had tears in his eyes, and he said, Indeed, my lord, in your infinite kindness you came to me and showed me the one path which will lead to salvation. It is evident that my gurus either did not know this truth or they did not think to initiate me into this wonderful secret. I have tried to follow very carefully what you have had the grace to teach me, and with your blessings I may reach the feet of the Lord by the 7 pathways of approach. Please bless me. Narada was very pleased that the king was enlightened, and after blessing him, he went back to his Siddhaloka. King Prachinabharis renounced his karmas. He renounced his kingdom, and his mind was dwelling night and day on the feet of the Lord. And not long afterwards, he reached the lotus feet of Narayana. 55. The Prachetasa brothers. The Prachetasa brothers were 10 in number, and those already mentioned, they were the sons of Barhishat. He had asked them to perform tapas in order to fit themselves to continue the line. They had accordingly set out to the forest to do what their father had asked them to do. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.